A beautiful Saturday afternoon in Greenville, South Carolina. You're looking live on the campus of Furman University as the Paladins welcome the Chattanooga Mocs inside Timmons Arena. 3 and 4 in the Southern Conference, set to do battle. Bryant Lambert alongside Jonathan Williams. And John, there's going to be a big matchup tonight, especially down low. A battle of the big. Starting out for the Mocs is Abby Cornelius.
Yes, Abby Cornelius is that everything player for the Mocs. QB on the matchup zone, but also a QB in the offensive end. The ball goes through her. She's capable of knocking down the jumper where she spread the defense, great at reading the D and getting her teammates involved.
Grace Van Rye, the senior for the Paladins, had a monster night in Thursday's win over ETSU. A big first half especially.
Absolutely. She was imposing in the paint, using her body, her physicality to get the angles that she needed for the drop step, but she's also got skill where she can finish over both shoulders and with both hands. So if you're not a lion, tiger, or a bear, you probably don't want to see her in that paint. And so Chattanooga has to look out for her at all times in that paint area.
Furman 3-2 in the Southern Conference. Chattanooga half game ahead at 4-2. Both teams trying to solidify near the top of the Southern Conference as they get set to do battle here inside Timmons Arena. The Paladins starting lineups getting introduced. As you look at the series history, a long-standing rivalry between these two teams. Chattanooga holding a sizable lead, John. But recently, Furman 7-5 in the last 12, including a win in the conference tournament a year ago.
Yes, and obviously Chattanooga's looking to get redemption from that because that was the last team you saw to end your season in the NCAA for that year. And so you can see that Chattanooga definitely came out when they warmed up with the intent to try to win this game. Now Furman's going to do their best to make sure that they protect home.
Lights back on here inside Timmons Arena. There you see Furman huddled up. Chattanooga starting 5 set to go out. Chattanooga coming off a loss on the road in Spartanburg last time out. Wofford got the better of them 76-53, a little lopsided, surprising a little bit, so to speak. So we'll see how the Mocs bounce back. And Furman looking to ride some momentum. Obviously they had that huge win on over Mercer about a week ago on the road. Coach Carson saying, hey, my team's showing they can beat Mercer, they can beat anybody in the Southern Conference.
Well, everybody knew that Mercer and Sanford were projected to be the top 2 teams in the conference, and both of these teams have been able to drop Mercer, and obviously Chattanooga has been able to drop Sanford. And so it just shows you the parity in the top half of the league between Mercer, Sanford, Chattanooga, Furman, and Wofford.
Grace Van Rye, Abby Cornelius set to jump, and we're underway. The tap's controlled by the Mocs. Half court, man-to-man for the Paladins. This is a Furman team coming in averaging 65 points a game. The Mocs at 60 points. So Furman has got a little more fluid on offense in recent weeks, but you got to think, Jonathan, maybe a lower scoring game between these two.
Definitely so. Chattanooga's very patient within their offense. They are actually one of the more fluid offenses in the SoCon, where they have a ton of wrinkles, they have a ton of options, and high IQ players that can read and react.
Both teams turning it over about 17 times a game. There with 1 on the shot clock. Nice drive by Olafsdottir, the freshman out of Iceland. As you take a look at the Paladins starting 5, a new face, Henley getting some starts the last couple games. Furman immediately wanted to go down low to Van Ryan. It's off the mark. Olafsdottir with the rebound.
And Chattanooga did a really good job in that first possession of spreading Furman out so that they could get that straight line drive with Olafsdottir.
Ample, the junior out of Huntsville, sends it to the corner. Three-pointer knocked down by Dina Geralds, the sophomore out of West Virginia. Geralds comes in 34% from long range, and it's a quick start for the Mocs.
Geralds is definitely one of their sharp shooters for the Mocs. Already has broken like the arena record at their home place in McKenzie Arena for the 3 points.
Down low, Van Rye battling again. Contact, and it's going to be an offensive foul going against Van Rye. Ball will come back the other way. Wave off the basket, and Van Rye picks up her first personal.
And we talked about it before. Van Rye wants that action down there. She wants the physicality. Cornelius did a really good job knowing that Van Rye may be a little bit stronger than her to use her body, pull the chair, or to take that charge.
Mocs trying to extend this early lead. Scored on the first 2 possessions. Ball kicked to the corner, trying to do it again is Geralds. That one's a bit too strong. Rebound taken down by the Paladins and Henley. Van Rye down low, blocked, and a whistle, and it'll be 2 shots coming up at the line for Van Rye. Take a look. Katie Burrows in her 4th year at Chattanooga took over a very successful program, going all the way back to, multiple head coaches, now one West NC State, and then obviously the legendary coach from Ohio State that spent time there. So, trying to just maintain and grow, and that's a hard task when you take over such a winner.
Yeah, I mean, it was already a winning culture that she had stepped into and has done wonderfully in making sure that she's carried that momentum and making sure that her teams, the personnel that she brings in, matches her style of play.
Yeah, Wes Moore, tremendous now at NC State. Jim Foster, of course, retired from Chattanooga. Furman on the board now, trailing by 3. See Tate Walters out there for the Paladins, that dynamic sophomore. And she came out of the game Thursday night, didn't practice yesterday, did shoot around this morning, dealing with kind of a tightness in her back. So will be something to watch, as Furman definitely needs Walters on the court as much as possible. Down low off the mark, there's Hodges. A walking double-double for Coach Jackie Carson, comes in averaging over 17 points a game and 11.5 boards.
And I know Van Rye was our player to watch, but it could have easily been Tierra Hodges based on the game that she had against ETSU. Just did everything she needed to do, got a double-double, but also was able to get her teammates involved.
Ball sent out to Henley. That 3-pointer off the mark. Rebound taken down by the Mocs. Hodges, if you do a Furman game, you could go ahead and say Tierra Hodges is the player to watch every night. It's almost like who's going to support Hodges to give Furman a chance for win.
Easy, because Tierra Hodges is going to do what she does. We already know she's going to be that double-double. She's going to be that person that impacts the game on her end. But it also, obviously, it's a team sport. Who else is going to be able to pull that weight?
Dribble handoff here is Walters, picks up her dribble. Now 8 on the shot clock. Henley with 5 to shoot. Furman's going to have to go quick. Outen, ball in her hands with 2. She'll put up the elbow jumper, knock it down. Contested jumper knocked down by the Fort Myers, Florida native. Of course, her older sister played for Coach Jackie Carson as well, and a quick 4-0 Furman run.
Yeah, that was a needed shot. It looked like Chattanooga was getting the momentum when it came to the defensive end and getting themselves a stop. But Outen, when you got that kind of talent, knock down a big shot like that, that is very, very encourageable for the Paladins.
3-pointer on the way, front rim. Outen with the rebound. Mocs with just 1 double-digit scorer averager. That's Cornelius on the season. Furman with 2, and there is going to be 2 more coming up at the line. Coach Jackie Carson looking on here, almost 200 wins coaching for her alma mater. And tell you what a successful player she was in her time, winning multiple Southern Conference championships. And tell you what, we were talking to her the other night. She has such high expectations for her players because she knows what it takes to be successful.
She knows what it takes, but she also knows that if this is the goal that those players want to reach, she has to push them to get there. And so she is a big stickler for accountability and makes sure that she holds her players accountable every single time they step out on the floor.
Furman first lead now at 6-5. Interesting move doing those free throws. Tate Walters came over, was talking to Paraskivi Killia, sophomore out of Athens, Greece. Those two kind of share some point guard duties. Killia coming off the bench and kind of coaching her up, explaining that's what you like to see out of your sophomore leader in Tate Walters.
And that's what you want to have. You want to have 5 coaches out there on the floor at all times, because that means that the IQ level is very high for that team.
Nice finish by Maria Pugh. Puts the Mocs back in front. The 3rd lead change here in the early going. Here's Walters, cut off. You see this Chattanooga defense, kind of a scrambling matchup type man-to-man.
Yeah, they run a great matchup zone that applies a ton of pressure. They are opportunistic on the traps, where sometimes they'll trap you, sometimes they won't. But it makes you have to think when you're running your offense and really have to understand what they are doing.
Walters off the mark. Approaching the media timeout here in the first quarter. Nice pass down low. Van Rye cuts off the basket. Here's Hampel. Can't get it to go. Hodges picking up her 3rd rebound in the early going. Into the front court. Walters for 3. That one's short. Van Rye offensive rebound. This is a Furman team, top 10 in the country in offensive rebounds. Cornelius will have something to say about that as she knocks down the Grace Van Rye attempt.
Van Rye did a really good job of getting herself in that angle, but you got to think about it. Cornelius is 6'2", 6'3". She's long. If you don't create any type of physical play on the bump, she's going to block that shot 9 times out of 10. You got to push her back on her heels.
Sydney James, Kate Whitaker in for the Paladins. When we come back, make it with Kate Johnson in for Furman. 7-6 Mocs here, halfway going in the opening quarter from Greenville.
With a full range of BMW X vehicles available, no matter what adventure lies around the corner, there's an X for that. Hurry in and lease a 2022 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $529 per month.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like, they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to pro football teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Carolina Panthers with an official team Big Bow Box.
Living with joint pain isn't easy, but lately dealing with it has felt even harder. So you've been putting up with it. That stops today. Today you stand up for yourself and say enough, and we solve it. Because we have the solutions to get you back on your feet. You're ready. It's your time. Visit bonsecours.com/ortho to make an appointment and get started with your joint replacement today. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you.
You fired up the grill for one hot dog? Seriously?
Hot dogs, better with Pepsi.
Staying healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise. Healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise can help both prevent and fight illnesses. At the YMCA of Greenville, we are ready to help you and your family build your strength, endurance, flexibility, confidence, and immunity with personal training, group exercise classes, swim lessons, youth sports, and more. All from a clean, safe, and fun space. Join the Y today to protect your health.
I learned that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. You can't just start cutting somebody's hair and you're gonna be quiet the whole time because you're not gonna be in business long.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
Bryant Lambert alongside Jonathan Williams. Great crowd here in Timmins this afternoon. Both teams very deliberate offensively early.
Yeah, and both teams have started out fast, which is something that I think that they were trying to capitalize because both teams started a little sluggish in their previous games. So it should be good to see if they can carry that on for 4 quarters.
Taking a look at the keys to the game. First for the Mocs, you spoke with both staffs. Really want to stay connected, limit those second chance points. Furman, big offensive rebounding squad.
Yes, and obviously Chattanooga struggled against Wofford in the paint area, and so Furman is going to look to capitalize on the glass and obviously start fast, stay fast, like we talked about, putting 4 quarters together and obviously taking care of the ball against that crazy matchup zone that Chattanooga presents.
Mocs basketball after the timeout, leading it by 1 here in the early going. Shot clock down to 5, and those try to be tipped down low, out of bounds. Last touched by Cornelius will be Furman basketball.
That was a great find to try to get Cornelius the ball, but Alton did a great job of making sure that she made it difficult for her to get that catch. And even though she was considered a mouse in the house, made sure that she let it be known that she's here.
Furman, no field goals in the last 23 points coming from the line. Tiara Hodges, we talked about what Van Ryn did Thursday night. Tiara Hodges, 27 points, led all scores, was one off her career high. She's now top 10 scoring all time for this Furman program. Passes Brittany Hodges, obviously no relation, in the 10th place. So we'll consistently see Hodges climb up. She's already the top rebounder in program history, as she's a big part of this Paladin team.
Yeah, I mean, just really that Swiss Army knife that the team needs. I mean, does a little bit of everything on both ends of the floor. She's going to be missed next year, I'll tell you that much.
Here is Hodges with 5 to shoot. Lights through contact, can't get it to fall. Weak side rebound taken down by Hampel. Rebounds here in the early going, tied up at 5 apiece. Both teams now 2.5 minutes without a score.
Yeah, and you're going to see that defensive stalemates. Both teams really pride themselves on that part of on that end of the floor.
Second turnover for the Mocs. Here's Walters leading the Paladin break. Picks up her dribble and couldn't get it away in time as it hit her knee as a travel. She looks over and says, hey, that's on me. And the teams trade turnovers.
Yes, and both teams, you can definitely tell they've strategized each other and doing a good job of trying to blow up whatever it is that they like to do best. And so obviously Furman likes to run, and Chattanooga's doing a good job of loading on the break.
Gerald's, who's already hit 1 3-pointer this afternoon. She'll send it in front of the Paladin bench. Furman doing a nice job denying the entry pass here to Cornelius. Now far side, driving between 2 players off the mark. Katie Burrows wanting a foul, nothing called, and Furman with a chance to retake the lead.
Here, Coach Jackie Carson saying, give it to her in the post, because understanding that Cornelius is the impact player for Chattanooga. If she gets in foul trouble, you can take advantage of that.
Hodges with her first field goal has 4 points, and Furman back in front 8-7. Such a smooth mid-range jumper. She can step out behind the arc. Hodges on the season about 30% from long range, but man, from 10 to 12 feet, she's dangerous as the Mocs can't get it to go long range.
And Hodges makes it really difficult for you to just be comfortable in the zone because of her mid-range ability. It makes it difficult. That's kind of getting the ball into the middle of the floor and scoring on it. The holes in most zones are that mid-range area, and so she takes full advantage of that.
Grayson Boone in for the Paladins, senior local native out of Greenville, South Carolina. Both teams shooting around 25% here as we have 2 minutes remaining in the first. We mentioned both teams averaging 60 and 65 points. Furman with the slight advantage there. Slow start offensively on both sides. Ball sent to the corner. Porter sends back out and it's knocked down. Second 3-pointer knocked down by the Mocs. That's Destiny McClendon, the freshman out of Greensboro, Georgia.
And that's something that you can make happen out of nothing, because that was going to be a turnover for UT Chattanooga. And a lot of kudos to Addie Grace, who was able to find the right person during duress.
Out of bounds will stay with the Paladins. Shot clock at 20. As Leah Jones, a freshman out of Memphis, Tennessee, checks in for the Mocs. Cornelia's going to get a breather. She'll take another look off the miss. It was Grayson Boone fighting to keep it with the Paladins.
And with Cornelius coming out, this is an advantageous time for Furman to capitalize on their paint touches and trying to see if they can get some easy baskets in there.
Sydney James is a player Furman needs to get going as Boone takes it all the way to the rack, misses the wide open layup.
Yeah, I don't know if Boone just was not ready to be that open, but you got to capitalize on those.
Down low, ball kicked out. That's off the mark, and another take by Hodges. James from the corner. That one's high off the rim. Offensive board, nice stick back by the freshman, Kate Johnson.
Kate Johnson, great. You saw that. That was go-go gadget arms right there. I mean, she stretched out, got that ball, and put it back in.
James, who missed, is, tell you what, maybe the most athletic and potentially the most upside of any Furman player. Her potential, the staff feels like it's phenomenal, and want to see her get going as she tips one. Thought it might have been out of bounds off the Mocs, and I thought it was, but instead it'll stay with Chattanooga. As see if we can't get another look there.
Yeah,
James
Sydney
got a hand on it. And
Sydney James was like, I didn't touch it. But, you know,
of course you're going to
I
throw
would
your
say,
hands
I'd say I didn't touch it either.
Ball inbounded, tied at 10, 7-second differential shot and game clock. Pugh working against James, 3 to shoot, down low, blocked, 1 on the shot clock, blocked again into Hodges. 5, 4, up to Kelia, she'll stop, send it over to James, 1 to shoot, and they don't see the clock. And the first quarter will run out in Greenville with the Mocs and the Paladins tied at 10. Battle between 3rd and 4th in the Southern Conference, and we have a good one shaping up here underway from Greenville.
Staying healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise can help both prevent and fight illnesses. At the YMCA of Greenville, we are ready to help you and your family build your strength, endurance, flexibility, confidence, and immunity with personal training, group exercise classes, swim lessons, youth sports, and more. All from a clean, safe, and fun space. Join the Y today to protect your health.
You fired up the grill for one hot dog? Seriously?
Hot dogs, better with Pepsi.
Spink's chicken tenders aren't just fast and fresh. They're crispier, crunchier, juicier, saucier, spicier, legendary-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier. Spink's drinks aren't just fast and fizzy. They're fruitier, chewier, bolder, creamier, slushier, bigger, refreshing-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier.
I learned that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. You can't just start cutting somebody's hair and you're gonna be quiet the whole time because you're not gonna be in business long.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
Unwavering loyalty and commitment. That's what it means to be true blue. To earn this level of trust, Ford builds trucks that help you work smarter, tougher, to help you tackle any adventure, year after year. See your Carolina Ford dealer today and discover what true blue means to you. Now get 0 for 60 plus 1,000 bonus cash on the 2021 Ford F-150. New inventory is arriving daily at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Beautiful afternoon. Look outside Timmons Arena. Great crowd inside, knotted up between the Paladins and the Monks at 10 as we start the second quarter. We talked a little bit about Tierra Hodges and where she is all time. Boards, points, and tell you what, she's right up there with her head coach. And coach has her in points, but rebounds went to the senior earlier this season.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just impressive just to say in general. And there's a reason why Coach Carson is one of the few jerseys up here in this arena, and it's because of her accolades and her stats. I mean, she did great work here for the Paladins, and so you're seeing the same thing with Hodges where, who knows, she may have a jersey up here in the next few years as well.
Double-double mark. You expect Tierra Hodges to eclipse. Multiple games left. There you see Jackie Carson, formerly known as Jackie Smith, jersey heading out. No surprise. Look at that NCAA appearance. That's her senior year. They went on to take on the Vols.
Those are Jackie's. Sure.
Those are Jackie's tournaments.
Those are Jackie's.
Grace Van Rys, Sydney James out there, along with Grayson Brune, Tate Walters, and Hodges. You see Walters there stretching out her bat, walking a little gingerly. She did play in that first quarter, 8 minutes. 0 of 2 from the field, helped facilitate the offense.
Yeah, and so I expect not to see a lot of offensive action from Tate, but more of a facilitating role where she's getting the team involved, reading the defense, making the right plays.
Clock did not start, so they'll have to adjust it, I think, 9:58 and 28. Both teams shot below 30% in that opening quarter. Monks were 4-14, 29%. Furman just 3 of 12 for 25%. As we try to get the clock situation remedied. And now it is 28 on the shot clock, 9:58 on the game clock. Anything surprise you in that first quarter? We figured it may be a defensive type, methodical game. That's how it played out in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was really just understanding the scout. And I think both teams did a really good job of scouting each other to try to blow up weaknesses and try to capitalize on their strengths. But both teams are doing the same thing. They're offsetting each other.
Van Rye able to get it down low, unable to finish. Furman now just 3 of 13 from the field. Mocs have it back, first possession of the third. Cornelius looking to drive on Van Rye. Might have gotten away with some steps. Offensive board taken down by the Mocs. The second offensive rebound. Carson Murphy, a freshman out of Montana, in for the Mocs. She did not see action in the opening quarter as a turnover into the hands of Sydney James, and now Walters. Walters looking to take it all the way, count it. Nice play by Tate Walters, and she gets the Paladins back in front, 12-10.
And Tate Walters did a really good job of using Van Rye to seal off Cornelius so that she can turn that corner and get that layup free.
Pugh trying to get it down low to Cornelius. Reverse layup is good. Coach Carson talked to her team a lot at the end of that opening quarter, saying, hey, cut off baseline drives. Really wanted to force the action back to the middle of the court, and did there, condensed, but a nice backdoor pass.
Yeah, and obviously that is the focal point of Furman's defense, that pack line, that traditional pack line where they keep the ball going into help side, take away the baseline drives because there is no help there.
Hodges elbow jumper contact, count it, and she'll go to the line. A chance for the three-point play. It's Hodges. We talked about the mid-range jumper. They're doing it through contact.
Yeah, and that's what she does. Like, she's practiced and worked on that mid-range to the point where you feel comfortable when it releases her hand. It looks like a layup to her. So it doesn't matter if you're with her or if you're touching her, she still can make that shot.
Hodges completes the three-point play. You see Coach Carson talking to her point guard, Walters, saying, hey, try to force the action back to the middle. So good conversation, healthy dialogue between the two as they work on trying to eliminate that backdoor pass to Cornelius.
We talked about it before. You want to have coaches on the floor because all that does is that increases the IQ.
And Walters has that mindset. You can tell out there.
Oh, she could be a coach when it's all said and done.
Walters now into the front court. She'll stop, pop. That's off the front of the rim. Offensive board, then lost out of bounds, though. Will stay with Furman with his three-point lead, 20 on the shot clock.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for Furman to start snatching that momentum, you know, piece by piece, play by play.
Hodges now with 15 to shoot. She'll try the mid-range jumper again. Hodges with 9 points, 5 rebounds already, and she single-handedly has the Paladins with their largest lead at 5.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you better have an answer for her. There has to be an adjustment in the defense after showing that she can knock down the mid-range consistently in this game.
Dribble handoff into the hands of McClendon. McClendon made her only field goal attempt. That was from long range. Shot clock now down to 5. Hodges all over Porter. Now ball sent to the corner with it. McClendon and now down low off the mark. Offensive board, smart play by Cornelius, and she gets the second chance point. Knew she was short, went for the rebound, and Furman quickly going the other way. Cindy James finishes.
And that's what happens. You can't revel in a made shot against Furman. They do a really good job, even if you make the shot, to get the ball down the floor as quickly as possible. And if you're lollygagging on your route back, they'll make you pay.
Ball sent to the corner. Hodges got a hand on it. Now Porter. Back over to McClendon. She'll fire a three-pointer and knock it down. McClendon's second from long range, and it's back to a 2-point game. The Mocs respond.
Yeah, and it seemed like a lack of communication there when Sydney James got caught up on a back screen, and there was nobody telling her that that screen was there. And the reason why it was tough for that to happen is because there was no communication on the weak side.
James tries to get it down low. Van Rye rattles it home, and it's really tough for Van Rye to be stopped when you catch it that low on the block.
Yes, and that's what we talk about, hunting your angles. She gets to the position she wants that makes it the most advantageous for her to just lay it up. She doesn't have to do any moves, no shimmies or anything.
And now ball loose on the court. It's going to be tied up. Possession will be to the Mocs here with 12 on the shot clock. And back in for Chattanooga, you got Hampel, Pugh, and also Dina Gerald's the sharpshooter from West Virginia.
Yeah, Dina Gerald started out knocking her first three down, but has had several opportunities to continue to capitalize on that. Just has missed them thus far.
The officials trying to confirm that the shot clock is correct, sitting, and it will be left at 12. Ball sent to the corner, taken away by Walters. Ball then tipped from behind, and tough break there from Walters as she scrambles back defensively. Over to Gerald's, three-pointer on the way. Yes, Dina Gerald's, the Mocs hit their 4th from long range, and a little bit unlucky there for Furman.
Yeah, I mean, they had a turnover there, and usually they capitalize very well in creating points off of turnovers, and that was one of those situations where nobody yelled, "Wolf, Wolf." When you hear Wolf, you know somebody's coming from behind you trying to steal that ball.
And now Gerald's pokes it away from Sydney James. Will take it all the way and lay it in. The Mocs back in front by 1, and a quick 5-0 Moc run.
Yeah, and we talked about it before, you know, Chattanooga, you know, they do so many good things on the defensive end, and if you don't take care of the ball, they'll make you pay.
Another mid-range jumper by Hodges. She's already in double figures with 11. She looks so calm.
Yeah, I mean, she's a senior. She's experienced. She's been there. She knows what it looks like to win. She knows what it looks like when the offense or the other team is starting to make their run, and she can put that run to a stop.
Foul by Sydney James will send Pugh to the line for 2. After the media timeout, 4:43 remaining here in this first half. Back and forth we go between Furman and Chattanooga.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to pro football teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Carolina Panthers with an official team big bow box.
When you look at a diamond, what do you see? A multifaceted stone of remarkable strength, formed under intense pressure to shine brighter than all the rest. Hard edges, clean lines, with a fire inside. When you look at a diamond, what do you see? Ingalls, proud sponsor of Furman Athletics.
With a full range of BMW X vehicles available, no matter what adventure lies around the corner, there's an X for that. Hurry in and lease a 2022 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $529 per month.
National Women in Sports Day being celebrated here in Timmons Arena. Cool autograph session before the game. All the women's sports teams from Furman here signing autographs for the fans, and a really cool initiative and bringing attention to female athletics. And you and I have had the privilege of being close to them for some time, and then you more so than me coaching, and it's really a privilege.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just seeing, especially if you're a young girl, seeing somebody and seeing a team fight, battle, compete together, it's motivating. And so one of the things that, I got daughters, so you know, we watch a lot of women's sports, and the reason being is because I want them to have that as well, no matter what it is, you know, some kind of camaraderie, some kind of team play. And so it's an awesome thing. It's awesome that they're doing that, and it's awesome that they're able to give back to the community.
Pugh at the line makes the first, 72% free throw shooter on the year. Misses the second, rebound by Hodges, knotted up at 23 apiece. Ball sent to the corner in Keelia, 15 on the shot clock. Out down low, nice pass. Walters over to Boone, three-pointer on the way, rattled home. And Furman back up 3.
That all started by Tate Walters being able to manipulate the defense and getting into the paint, sucking in the defense, and then pitching out to Grayson Boone for an easy 3 there.
Breaking news in the sports world for those that follow. Tom Brady announcing retirement, catching maybe some things off guard. So
yeah.
Check out ESPN.com and others for some news there. Tom Brady retiring. Wave off the made three-pointer. It's going to be a whistle down low. Christy Weed getting the call going against Keelia, the Athens, Greece native. So they're going to have a conversation. Did the shot come before the whistle or after? Krista Weed had originally waved it off, and it looks like now there'll be a conversation about it. The call as it stands is no basket. There you take another look. It's hard to tell basically when the whistle would have come in or in relation to the foul, but they're going to have a look here at 3:54 as it stands. Furman up 3, and it'll be Chattanooga ball. After a slow start, Jonathan, for these teams offensively, Paladins have made their last 5, the Mocs their last 4, and now they're going to change the call and say, count the basket. So it will be Mock basketball and count the three-pointer. Great angle here. There you see, I guess they ruled the shot came before the foul.
Yeah, and I assume so, but then the ball goes back to him as well.
Off the glass, no. Basically it would say, hey, shot's good, and then the foul came, what would have been a rebound. So Mocs had a chance for a 5-point possession. Instead will settle for the 3. Hodges back with it. Turnaround jumper up, rattles off. Rebound by Cornelius. She has 3 boards to go along with 4 points. Team's now shooting above 40% after 23% and a half, and now a late whistle. And a travel call, the 5th turnover for the Mocs.
Yeah, I made some noises. I definitely felt it. I was like, come on, blow that whistle on that one.
Sliding of the pivot foot. Both teams 5 turnovers. Chattanooga has scored 8 points off the Paladin turnovers. Furman just a bucket off the 5 Mock turnovers. Gerald's will be called for the reach, just the Mocs' 3rd foul, so no shots.
You're seeing Chattanooga's trying to step it up offensively because the momentum is starting to work in their favor as well. And this game is going to be a game of rhythms. And so both of them are going to be trying to find it, and the other team's going to be trying to disrupt it. So right now, rhythm is going in Chattanooga's favor. And so Furman's going to do whatever they can to try to get that disrupted.
Chattanooga is led by as many as 5. That was at 5-0. The Paladins have led by 5 at well. That was at 19-14 as Keelia just runs out of bounds. As Shanae Alton will come back and check in for the Paladins. And now another three-pointer for the Mocs, and they're back out in front by 3. The Mocs now a 6-0 run, have hit 6 of their last 7 to take this 3-point advantage.
And that was a big 3 from Gerald's there. Recognized the defender got under the screen when they assumed that she was going to go off of the chase action and just bagged up and knocked it down.
Furman bailed out on a whistle down low. You see Van Rye get pulled down. Foul going against the Mocs is their 4th team foul. Make it 3rd team foul. Still no shots either way. Ball sent to the corner. Walters will fire a three-pointer and rattle it home. Tate Walters now with 5, and tell you what, only 5 shot attempts for Walters, and it could be maybe she's feeling the tightness of her back, but she's too good of a shooter not to get open looks. We talked about it the other night against ETSU in second half. She came on strong.
And you see her too, when she's running down the floor, she's grimacing a little bit, and she's toughening herself through all that.
Dribble handoff with it is Hampel. Ola's daughter, 3 on the shot clock, another three-pointer on the way, never hit the rim. It should be a shot clock violation, and it is. Paladins will get it back with 1:49 to go in the half, knotted at 29.
That's a great defensive possession for Furman. Really just doing a good job, and Chattanooga's trying to utilize the mismatches based on the switches, because Furman switches everything in their defense. But Furman is doing a really good job of just, playing through it, even if it is considered a mismatch.
Walters sends it out to Alton, swung over to Hodges, 13 on the shot clock. Walters looking for back-to-back, and that one's off the mark. Now Mox back with it, a chance to take the lead here late second quarter. Both teams kind of operating, Jonathan, around that perimeter, not too much inside out, a lot of dribbling beyond that three-point arc.
Well, with Cornelius out, Chattanooga's definitely not looking in the paint as much, even though they're not as natural of a paint team as Furman is.
Shot off the mark. Late whistle coming from across the court. Got a blocking foul going against Alton. We'll have to take another look. Coach Carson doesn't believe it. He's going to send 2 shots coming up at the line as you take another look with this one. Tell you what, tough call. Not a lot of contact on that.
And here's the thing, from that angle, if you're looking from the angle that referee came from, it does look like Alton came down and applied contact with that arm, but from our angle, there was no actual contact.
We'll see if we can't get a third look at it.
It's like me ghost swinging at you, but I didn't hit you.
Both free throws missed. Unusual for Gerald, about a 70% free throw shooter on the year, just under. Walters wants to drive baseline, cut off back out to Boone. And now Hodges mid-range jumper. Hodges continues to pile on the points. She has 13, and Furman back up 2, and about a 6-second differential shot in game clock.
And that is what Tate Walters does. She puts so much pressure on the defense. It started with her drive. She hit the toss back to Grayson Boone. That created overhelp action from Tierra Hodges' man, and she was open for that mid-range jumper.
8 on the shot clock. Here's Pugh working against Van Ryn. Step back free throw jumper banked in. Bank is open on a Saturday afternoon. 31 apiece. Furman quickly with 5 to shoot. Over to Grayson Boone, 3 seconds. Her floater on the baseline is good. And Grayson Boone gets the foul and hits a 2-point lead at the break, 33-31.
We have a game.
Both teams finish strong. Paladins hit 8 of their last 10, Mock 7 of their last 8. Don't go away, halftime coming up next. We got a good one between the top of the Southern Conference.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. The 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do the do.
I learned that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. You can't just start cutting somebody's hair and you're gonna be quiet the whole time because you're not gonna be in business long.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
Spink's chicken tenders aren't just fast and fresh. They're crispier, crunchier, juicier, saucier, spicier, legendary-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier. Spink's drinks aren't just fast and fizzy. They're fruitier, chewier, bolder, creamier, slushier, bigger, refreshing-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier.
Staying healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise can help both prevent and fight illnesses. At the YMCA of Greenville, we are ready to help you and your family build your strength, endurance, flexibility, confidence, and immunity. With personal training, group exercise classes, swim lessons, youth sports, and more. All from a clean, safe, and fun space. Join the Y today to protect your health.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Ingalls. Low prices, love the savings. Bon Secours, bringing good help to those in need. And by BMW, the exclusive luxury vehicle for the Paladins. A beautiful winter day as you take a look high atop the campus of Unifirman University. The Paladins up 2 here at the break.
When you look at a diamond, what do you see? A multifaceted stone of remarkable strength, formed under intense pressure to shine brighter than all the rest. Hard edges, clean lines, with a fire inside. When you look at a diamond, what do you see? Ingalls, proud sponsor of Furman Athletics.
With a full range of BMW X vehicles available, no matter what adventure lies around the corner, there's an X for that. Hurry in and lease a 2022 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $529 per month.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like, they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to pro football teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Carolina Panthers with an official team Big Bow Box.
If the past year left you feeling vulnerable to your health, this is your moment. It's time to take control. Time to get the expert care you need for the piece of you at the center of everything. Your heart. Because you're ready and we're here to help you start. Start at the heart of your health. Bon Secours, heart care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/heart to get started by making an appointment today.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen, where Ingalls caters some of the best events anywhere. I'm Josh Michael here with Chef Clark Neal from the Ingalls table, and today we're going to show you how to make some amazing food right there at your home. So Chef, what are we doing here today?
Josh, we're going to do my take on chicken sliders with homemade spicy pimento cheese, I've got a rotisserie chicken, the white meat that I took off of the chicken. You can save the dark meat for another use.
And this one that's already done up and cooked right there.
Oh yeah, picked it right up in the Ingalls Deli, brought it home hot, shredded it myself. You want the chicken to cool down before you make this salad, but what I'm gonna have you do, I'm gonna have you make this pimento cheese.
Okay.
We're gonna make this with a spicy cheese called rattlesnake. It is tequila and habanero infused white cheddar.
Wow.
You can find that in the specialty cheese case at Ingalls.
Pretty hot?
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
All right.
All right, if you'll put that in the bowl.
All right.
Then we've got some Colby Jack cheese that helps tame that heat a little bit.
Gotcha.
We've got some Laura Lynn diced pimentos in a jar that I just drained and rinsed.
Excellent.
A little bit of Laura Lynn mayo. I've got a little bit of spices to round that out. And while you're mixing that up and whipping it together to fold it to make the pimento cheese, I'm gonna take a jar of our Unicoi Preserves apple cider pepper spread. This is me and my wife Susie's company, and Ingalls carries us in the deli. Got the shredded chicken that's cooled. I'm gonna add this jar of jelly to the bowl.
And that preserve, that is what makes this entire dish. You gotta have that preserve.
That's a little secret ingredient. It's not so secret now because we're showing you how to make it at home. I got a little bit of diced celery. I've got several different spices here. You can find all the ingredients amounts on the recipe that'll be published online. So Josh is folding that together. I'm gonna fold this together. We're gonna put these on some sweet Hawaiian style slider buns.
I love those.
We got a little bit of green leaf lettuce down on the bottom for crunch. We've got some of those wonderful Ingalls Deli pickles that they put on their subs to top it for some acidity and crunch. You can buy those right in the deli as well. Josh, how you looking over there?
Just about done there.
All right.
Meat in the middle?
Yeah, I'm gonna meet in the middle. The chicken's gonna go down first. I'm gonna get a little spoon here. Get in here with my hands. Top that lettuce. Put a little spoonful of that
Excellent. We'll get some
pimento cheese on there.
Yes. Oh, that looks so good, Chef. What a great idea.
Look at that. We're gonna top that. That's good. We had time to make one for you and one for me.
Bam. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Chef's Kitchen. For more great recipes and to learn about having the Chef's Kitchen cater to your next event, visit thechefskitchen.com. That's thechefskitchen.com. We'll see you next time.
With a full range of BMW X vehicles available, no matter what adventure lies around the corner, there's an X for that. Hurry in and lease a 2022 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $529 per month.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to pro football teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Carolina Panthers with an official team Big Bow Box.
Living with joint pain isn't easy, but lately dealing with it has felt even harder. So you've been putting up with it. That stops today. Today you stand up for yourself and say enough, and we solve it. Because we have the solutions to get you back on your feet. You're ready. It's your time. Visit bonsecours.com/ortho to make an appointment and get started with your joint replacement today. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you.
You fired up the grill for one hot dog? Seriously?
Hot dogs, better with Pepsi.
Staying healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise can help both prevent and fight illnesses. At the YMCA of Greenville, we are ready to help you and your family build your strength, endurance, flexibility, confidence, and immunity with personal training, group exercise classes, swim lessons, youth sports, and more. All from a clean, safe, and fun space. Join the Y today to protect your health.
I learned that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. You can't just start cutting somebody's hair and you're gonna be quiet the whole time because you're not gonna be in business long.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
Bryant Lambert, Jonathan Williams back here at the half. Furman leading Chattanooga 33-31, and really a tale of two quarters. These two teams were knotted up at 10 at the end of one. Offenses woke up in the second quarter as we take a look at these first half highlights. First half, other than Gerald's from beyond the range, that was the only long-range shot. That was a charge by Van Ryan. Really, both teams struggled before heating up in that second quarter.
Yeah, it all came down to the defensive sets and trying to get stops on both ends of the floor, and so that's why you had such a stagnant first quarter. In the second quarter, people started making shots, got a little bit more active in their offense, and was able to create some turnovers, get some easy baskets out in the open floor. But it's just been a very grudge match type game where both teams are giving their best punch.
Both teams led by as many as 5 points. It was a Grayson Boone floater at the end of the first half that gave the Paladins the lead. Hodges lit up for the Paladins. She middle 10 to 12 feet led to her 13 points. She led all scoring as you take a look at these first half game summary. A lot of lead changes, a lot of back and forth, but how about Chattanooga capitalizing off Furman turnovers?
Yes, they've definitely done a good job of that, and that's when people get open for Furman. I mean, obviously, they're able to knock down open threes. Gerald's is hitting several threes in the transition because nobody's been able to lock in on her. And so they're using transition to their, to their advantage as well.
Should be a good one. Second half action coming up next with the Paladins leading by 2. Taking a look at the Southern Conference standings, still relatively early in the grand scheme of conference play, getting toward the middle portion of it. But these are the kind of games, do you have a chance to compete for the league title, or you're going to kind of be in that 3, 4, 5 slot? And, the old cliche, they all count the same, but this is a big one because of how close they are in the standings.
Yeah, absolutely, and we already talked about the parity. Both teams are capable of being at the top. Mercer's at the top, Furman's beating Mercer. I think Sanford's got a chance to be at the top, and Chattanooga's beating Sanford. Wofford is doing a great job. They've beaten Chattanooga and Furman. I mean, there's just a ton of parity, especially in that top 5. You just don't know what you're going to get on a given night, and honestly, it's all based on matchups. And hopefully, you match up against the right team when it comes to tournament play.
Wofford taking on ETSU. They have a lead over in Spartanburg right now, so Wofford poised to continue a run in the Southern Conference. Got their first win over Furman in Greenville over in 27 years, I think it was, and that was a game Tate Walters did not play in, went back and forth. Wofford pulled it out late, but this is the Southern Conference, top to bottom. Really, anybody you think on a given day can compete. Mercer right now against Sanford, that's a good one. Mercer up 8 in the second quarter, Wofford up 9 at the half. We mentioned on ETSU. And then later tonight is UNCG and Western Carolina. Those teams more toward the bottom of the Southern Conference. So, a lot of interesting dynamics, but what it comes down to is there's 3 days in Asheville that start in about a month from now.
Yes, and so all teams have to get prepared for it. They'll be able to have their scout because they have seen each other. And it's really going to come down to who wants it more and also the matchups and schemes presented by the coaches.
It will be Furman basketball to start this third quarter. Furman ended up shooting 50% from the field in that first half, Mox. 44%. And now an early whistle as Olasdotter gets called for the foul from behind. If you're Coach Carson or Coach Burrows, any major changes you're making in that half?
Well, you got to hone in on Tiara Hodges. She was the offensive bright spot for the Paladins and making sure that when they needed a basket, she was getting it for them.
Alton running the point for this Furman team. Here's Hodges. You'll see a lot closer defense on Hodges. Immediately blocked, gets her own rebound, can't finish. Loose ball, and Hodges grabs another one. Give her her 7th and 8th rebounds and a 3rd chance for Furman. Well on her way to a double-double, already there in points. Here's Henley. Only 6 minutes in that first half, and the Paladins lead pushed to 4 on Henley's first bucket.
That's a strong drive from Henley, just understanding that it was a bad closeout on the defender, and she was able to attack the high foot and get downhill and finish.
Cornelius in that first half, 4 points, 3 rebounds. You might think she would be a bigger asset for the Mocs here in the second half as Gerald's passed up a 3, down low to Cornelius, off the glass and in, and a nice find.
Yeah, and Cornelius was the primary coverage on defense. She was either getting 2 or 3 players around her at all times, and so she's a passing forward, very similar to Jokic as far as getting other people involved, so she took the facilitating role offensively.
Henley back to Walters, still plenty of time, 14 on the shot clock. Both teams just 6 turnovers. Mentioned the Mocs, though, capitalizing off the Paladins. 5 to shoot. Here's Hodges. All the way to the glass, a lot of contact, and you know what, should be a blocking foul underneath. There's a little bit of hesitation there by the officials, but clearly inside the restricted arc. And it should be 2 shots for Hodges.
Yeah, both feet were on that line. One was under the line. There's no doubt about it.
Looks like she's going to challenge, but I think on the replay there, she looked like she was in the restricted arc.
Yeah.
And the officials will go to the monitor. We'll see if we can't get another look. As it stands, call on the court.
Now, was that a challenge?
Foul. I believe that's the only way they can go to a monitor on it at this point in the game. We'll see. We'll see if we can't get confirmation there.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a blocking foul. Her feet were inside the restriction zone.
Take another look as the officials. Cornelius coming over and clearly inside the arc, unless it's kind of like where she took off from, you know, that we saw Thursday night, saying kind of in that lower defensive box.
The lower defensive block.
Yeah.
You know, if you catch the ball below it, then it's nullified. But there was no catch. The drive was from the perimeter.
Yeah, it should be inside the box, and I think the call will stand, and Chattanooga will take their timeout. So it'll be 2 shots for Hodges when we come back. Paladins leading 35-33 early third quarter.
Staying healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise can help both prevent and fight illnesses. At the YMCA of Greenville, we are ready to help you and your family build your strength, endurance, flexibility, confidence, and immunity with personal training, group exercise classes, swim lessons, youth sports, and more. All from a clean, safe, and fun space. Join the Y today to protect your health.
You fired up the grill for 1 hot dog? Seriously?
Hot dogs, better with Pepsi.
Spink's chicken tenders aren't just fast and fresh. They're crispier, crunchier, juicier, saucier, spicier, legendary-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier. Spink's drinks aren't just fast and fizzy. They're fruitier, chewier, bolder, creamier, slushier, bigger, refreshing-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier.
I learned that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. You can't just start cutting somebody's hair and you're gonna be quiet the whole time because you're not gonna be in business long.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
Unwavering loyalty and commitment. That's what it means to be true blue. To earn this level of trust, Ford builds trucks that help you work smarter, tougher, to help you tackle any adventure, year after year. See your Carolina Ford dealer today and discover what true blue means to you. Now get 0 for 60 plus 1,000 bonus cash on the 2021 Ford F-150. New inventory is arriving daily at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Hodges at the line to shoot two. As you take a look at that last foul, Jonathan, we got some clarification from the officials. Said they were reviewing the restricted arc, clearly a block. That cost Chattanooga a timeout. They have 3 left, and they said you can challenge as many times. If you're wrong, it costs you a timeout. So if you have none left and you challenge, you're risking a technical foul there. But clearly, Katie Burrows was saying, hey, if you're going to take a timeout anyway, you might as well get him to look at it as Hodges makes the first.
Yeah. If you're planning on calling one, that's fine.
Hodges now with 13 points, 8 rebounds, so 2 rebounds away from a double-double. She makes both free throws, and Furman going to show some full-court pressure for the first time. Easily beaten as Hampel gets it across half court, and that's where if you're Chattanooga, you really want to try to go quick, and if you beat the pressure, penalize the Paladins, and Furman does a nice job getting back in the half court.
Yeah, if you can beat a press, it serves as a fast break for you.
Nice job by Ola's daughter. Beats Van Rye off the dribble, back to a 2-point game.
Ola's daughter did a great job of recognizing that Van Rye was late and was able to capitalize and get to that easy layup.
Hodges top, sends it over to Alton, trying to get it down low to Van Rye. Has some position working against Leah Jones, and it's out of bounds off Van Rye. Jones, the freshman out of Memphis, Tennessee, battling down low.
Jones did a really good job of standing the ground. Van Rye had the angle, but the pass was just a little bit out of the range where she had to adjust her angle from that.
Ball deflected loose, picked up by the Mocs. Missed opportunity. Both teams still with just 6 turnovers. They came in both averaging around 17 turnovers a game. Both teams have led by 5. It's been tight throughout. Gerald's 3-pointer on the way. Hampel's off the mark with one on the shot clock. Rebound taken and lost out of bounds. It'll be Furman basketball, but Tate Walters slow to get up. Had a collision with Tierra Hodges.
And we had talked about it before with Tate Walters struggling with that back injury. She's been grimacing the whole day and really just powering through it and finding ways to help her team and other ways than just scoring. And so you hate to see it because she was battling already.
Both teams will go back to the benches. Coach Carson making her way out. Take another look at the replay. You see, similar to the other night when her back tightened up, she just landed flat, kind of contact from behind. So, I mean, the good news, if you're a Paladin and anybody, it doesn't look like it's a knee or an ankle or anything where she fell. It looks like she just landed in that way where her back might have tightened up as she's helped to the sitting position by the Furman staff. And she will gingerly walk to the other side, and hopefully she can stretch it back out and get out there. And that's kind of exactly what they're dealing with, is that tight back.
Yes, and she has been a main focal point offensively. Even though she hasn't put the ball in the basket like she's capable of, she's been facilitating. She's been calming the offense down and getting them into their sets and being those second set of eyes and ears that Coach Carson needs out there. And so hopefully she can get back and continue what she was doing.
She'll go down to the end of the bench and get worked on. And she set out the last 5 minutes of Thursday night in a sizable lead for the Paladins. As we mentioned, did not practice on Friday, did shoot around this morning. And now Hodges' mid-range jumper again rattles off. Rebound taken down by Hampel. Rebounds 20-15 in favor of the Paladins. Here's Pugh trying to get it down low, taken away by Alton. 2-on-1 break. Alton into the front court. She'll stop, pop, can't make the jumper. Hodges with the rebound. Chattanooga wanted a walk. Officials say she was juggling with it. It'll go James far side three off the mark. Van Rye gets the O board. Out to Henley. She goes right down the lane, misses the layup. 3 chances for the Paladins and couldn't come away with one.
And that's what makes it hard to beat Furman, is because they battle on the boards, especially the offensive boards, and create so many opportunities to score for themselves.
9 offensive rebounds for Furman, and now Hodges gets her 10th carom, another double-double for Tierra Hodges, 15 points, 10 rebounds, and a foul on the rebound going against the Mocs.
She just
Grayson
wants
Boone
it.
back in as Henley takes a seat.
Yeah, Hodges just wants it more. You see how she goes after it. She's ferocious on the boards every single time she goes at it. And so understanding the importance of possessions, she's one of those kids.
Paladins a 2.5-minute scoring drought, missed their last 5 field goals, but still hold a slim 2-point advantage. Here's Van Rye down low, has a size advantage and gets the roll. Van Rye now with 6 points, and tell you what, that's tough to stop. You got 6'2" going against 5'11".
Yeah, and Van Rye was in her sweet spot, and that's what you want. You want to get your post players the ball where they're most comfortable at scoring.
Hampel, free throw line jumpers off the mark. Rebound taken down by Hodges as she continues to pad the stat sheet. Coach Carson wanting her team to go quick. Up to Boone, open 3 on the way, yes. Grayson Boone now with 8 points, and Furman has their largest lead at 7.
And Grayson Boone hasn't shot the ball as well as Coach Carson has liked, but she's been challenged to continue to shoot it and to continue to be aggressive on the offensive end.
Big possession here for the Mocs, trying to stop this Paladin run. Down low, nice take by Pugh off the glass, and back to a 5-point game. The Mocs now 45% from the field. And how about this, 50% from the long range? The Mocs have hit 6 of 12 from 3-point range.
Yeah, they've been shooting the ball at a high clip, and then you got players like Pugh who can really put a lot of pressure on the post area by driving and penetrating into the paint.
Media timeout. It'll be mock ball on the alternating possession when we come back. 5-point Furman lead here halfway through the third in Greenville.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. The 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do.
I learned that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. You can't just start cutting somebody's hair and you're gonna be quiet the whole time because you're not gonna be in business long.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
Spink's chicken tenders aren't just fast and fresh. They're crispier, crunchier, juicier, saucier, spicier, legendary-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier. Spink's drinks aren't just fast and fizzy. They're fruitier, chewier, bolder, creamier, slushier, bigger, refreshing-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier.
Staying healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise can help both prevent and fight illnesses. At the YMCA of Greenville, we are ready to help you and your family build your strength, endurance, flexibility, confidence, and immunity with personal training, group exercise classes, swim lessons, youth sports, and more. All from a clean, safe, and fun space. Join the Y today to protect your health.
There you see Tierra Hodges, 15 points, 11 rebounds, another double-double. There's going to need to be others that step up here. She's the only Paladin in double digits. Gerald's the only Mock in double digits as teams go back and forth.
And we had talked about this, you know, how she gets her double-doubles, how she gets points. And it doesn't even feel like she's doing it like in a forced rate. It's just within the flow of the game. It's natural. It's within the scheme of that offense. It's off of the hustle plays that even though it looks easy, it's very difficult to do because you got to have a motor to do it. And so, you know, she's such a unique player because of that. And it's what makes her, what separates her from a lot of the forwards in the SoCon.
It will be Chattanooga basketball in the alternating arrow as we get back to action. Ball set. Gerald's make it Porter trying to get it. She'll drive baseline, get all the way under the basket, kick it to the corner, and now Gerald's thought about a three. Inside, dumps it off. 3 passes and a missed layup by Cornelius. Gets it back, can't get it to fall, and a big missed opportunity for the Mocs.
Yeah, and that's the situation where Cornelius has to make the shot, but Furman did a really good job of scrambling. All right, they had a bad closeout. Now it's 5-on-4, Chattanooga's favor, and they still find a way to recover and get the ball.
Furman with the basketball up 5. The lead's been as large as 7. Hodges jumper off the mark, might have had contact, no call.
Yeah, and she had just been called. She's been called for that foul, you know, before. That's something that you got to make sure that you are watching.
Now Alton on the break, going the other way. Nice finish through pressure. Credit Olesdotter getting back, but Alton finishes with footsteps, and now back to ties the Paladins' largest lead at 7.
And Furman has not gotten a ton of fast breaks like they normally do. Chattanooga knows that's one of their bread and butters, and they've really done a good job of taking care of the ball and making it difficult for Furman to get in the open floor, because when they do get in the open floor, good things happen.
Trying to get it to Cornelius on the block. She'll be working against Hodges. Now whistle and offensive foul as Hodges takes the charge. Be Paladin basketball as the Mocs turn it over for the 10th time. Cornelius now will check out as she's picked up her 4th personal foul. It's a big foul.
A big foul. Cornelius,
you can argue about the call, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you can argue that, but Cornelius is, they've really done a good job of trying to take her out of the equation in today's game.
3-point or pass down low to Van Rye. Thought about the 3 from out top, and now Furman all of a sudden up 9. Van Rye with 8 points.
And Furman has just done a really good job of making sure that they are getting the ball into the paint because they've applied so much pressure on the perimeter. It's going to be there. Van Rye hasn't gotten a ton of touches this half, but when she has gotten them, she's made them count.
Shot off the mark, weak side rebound taken down by Leah Jones. And then a whistle on the drive, the 5th offensive rebound for Chattanooga. And tell you what, the Paladin offense is kind of going hot, cold. Furman's now made 4 of their last 5, 46% for the game.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, and a lot of that is just the parity in both teams. They're very similar. They're both in the same skill set.
Hodges intercepts the inbound. She'll try to take it the entire way. Count it, and a foul. Hodges will go to the line and try to complete the 3-point play, and Furman has pushed the lead out here on a 6-0 run.
Tierra Hodges doing what she does best, which is impact the game in so many different types of ways. And in this situation, it's the open floor, foul and 1, just doing what seniors do.
That's back-to-back turnovers leading to fast break layups for the Paladins, as Hodges will go to the line to shoot 1, where she's perfect 5 of 5 here this afternoon, make it 6 of 6. She has 18 points coming off her 27-point performance the other night.
And that's a staple, like as far as something that Chattanooga put on their bullet point was to make sure that they take away the fast break points. And so when you get Furman out in the open floor, that creates easy baskets for them, and they're fully taking advantage of that in this quarter.
12-2 Furman run over the last 3:45 has Furman their largest lead here at 12. Mocs in need of a bucket. It'll be the freshman out of Tennessee, Porter, running the offense. Now move down the lane, missed layup by Jones. Home crowd wanted to travel as Jones missed back-to-back looks. Here comes Furman in a quick hurry. Alton over to Boone, quick trigger three on the way, off the mark, gets her own rebound, and Furman to reset the offense.
And that's what Furman does. They get a ton of opportunities to score that ball.
Hodges misses the three, so Furman from long range, just 3 of 11, still with this 12-point advantage thanks to some solid defense, only giving up 6 points here in the third period.
I like to call it the game of balance when it comes to getting a second chance point. If you missed a three and got a long rebound, you want to see if you can at least get a paint touch for that second basket.
Hesitation down low, nice move, gets the roll. Pugh now with 9 points. Her and Gerald's leading the way for Chattanooga. Hodges down low to Van Rye. Here's the size advantage. The senior patiently can't get the roll, but it'll be Van Rye going to the line to shoot two. Nice patience on the post and earns the 2 shots at the line.
And with Cornelius out, Van Rye has the size advantage in the paint, and you're going to see Furman continually going to Van Rye to create those matchup differences.
Van Rye misses the first on the season. Senior 78% from the line. Furman as a team shoots a 73% clip from the line, so pretty solid for a team that gets to the line a solid amount of time per game, sitting about 13 times a game that they're making free throws, that is. Back to an 11-point game, blocked out of bounds as Gerald's trying to find room. Credit Grace Van Rye swatting it into the front row.
Yeah, and that's probably not what Chattanooga wants to do. There was no actual offensive set. That was just Gerald's trying to make something happen and kind of go hero mode. But when you do that against a set defense like what Furman runs, there's going to be help side D. There were 2 people down there.
Pump fake, then pass down low. Will go out to Pugh with 10 on the shot clock. Pugh working against Grayson Boone, tries to go baseline and now cuts back, loose ball, and 2 on the shot clock, now 1, and a whistle with 1 on the shot clock, and I think on the alternating arrow.
And you saw how hard
it will stay with Chattanooga.
You saw how hard Pugh was trying to get to that baseline. That just tells you how good Furman's pack line defense is. No baseline, they're not giving it up.
Ball tipped, then it'll be a shot clock violation and a turnover for Chattanooga.
And that's why you put Van Rye on the ball, to make it difficult to make that easy pass that you could get for a side out of bounds layup or a baseline out of bounds layup.
4 turnovers the last 4.5 minutes for Chattanooga. 13-second differential shot and game clock is, tell you what, that thing was under the basket, no one grabbed it.
Yeah, I have no clue what had happened there. I don't think anybody knew either. It was like, was that an air ball? What had happened?
A rare miss for Hodges. She has 18 tonight and been hitting from mid-range. The Mocs can essentially hold for the last shot of the quarter with less than a second differential. Instead, they're attacking, pull up Hampel, and she'll knock down the jumper. 9-point game, Furman going quickly. 5 to shoot, up to Boone, open 3-pointer on the way, off the mark, loose ball. Boone throws it up, and it's gonna be waved off, didn't go anyway. And it will be a 9-point Furman lead as we go to the 4th quarter here in Greenville. It's Tiara Hodges, defense leading to offense as she's pacing the way here as we go to the 4th.
With a full range of BMW X vehicles available, no matter what adventure lies around the corner, there's an X for that. Hurry in and lease a 2022 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $529 per month.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to pro football teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Carolina Panthers with an official Team Big Bow Box.
Living with joint pain isn't easy, but lately dealing with it has felt even harder. So you've been putting up with it. That stops today. Today you stand up for yourself and say enough, and we solve it. Because we have the solutions to get you back on your feet. You're ready. It's your time. Visit bonsecours.com/ortho to make an appointment and get started with your joint replacement today. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you.
You fired up the grill for one hot dog? Seriously?
Hot dogs, better with Pepsi.
Staying healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise can help both prevent and fight illnesses. At the YMCA of Greenville, we are ready to help you and your family build your strength, endurance, flexibility, confidence, and immunity with personal training, group exercise classes, swim lessons, youth sports, and more. All from a clean, safe, and fun space. Join the Y today to protect your health.
I learned that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. You can't just start cutting somebody's hair and you're gonna be quiet the whole time because you're not gonna be in business long.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
Tate Walters dealing with a tight back. Jonathan, she went down hard in that third quarter, went to the locker room briefly, but she's back out to start this fourth quarter, walking gingerly, but good to see her back out there, and hopefully she can contribute.
She's a tough kid, and understands that if she's gonna hurt the team, she's not gonna be out there. She knows that she can bring some good with what she brings to the table, IQ-wise. This is those situations and where she can still find ways to be different out there just because of how smart she is on the floor.
Down low to Van Rye, double team comes, and she'll get called for shuffling her feet. Palin has turned it over for the 8th time. That was a different move with the immediate double team down low.
Yes, and you knew that Chattanooga was gonna make that adjustment, and as you play this game, you have to adapt. And so if you know where the double team was coming from, you hit that person that's gonna be open based on where the double team's coming from.
Hawks, who have trailed by as many as 12, a chance to cut it to 6. They do not, and a rebound taken down by Walters. Chattanooga, 6 of 14 from long range. Furman, 3 of 12, and now Furman almost throws it away as Hodges chases it down near midcourt. Hodges takes a screen from Van Rye. See Chattanooga getting out on that mid-range a little more on Hodges, giving her a little more pressure as that ball's short. And the rebound taken down by Cornelius. She now has 6. She's back in there with, remember, 4 personal fouls.
Yeah, and Cornelius, she's really struggled in this game, and you can definitely watch that Furman and Coach Carson is going to draw something up to put pressure on her.
Front rim no good for Pugh. And the Paladins with the board, a chance to push the lead back to double digits as they'll be slowed down by Alton. Alton with 22 minutes here this afternoon. Her role growing. Van Rye with position down low. Furman couldn't get it to her. Here's James. Over to Walters with 8 on the shot clock, and now Hodges set to make something happen. Crossover, tough jumper off the mark. Rebound taken down by the Mocs. 3 empty possessions to start the fourth for Furman.
And that's what Furman has to get back to, is that fluidity in offense and making it work and really trying to execute, not overlooking certain things.
Sent back out to Pugh, thought about a 3, back down low to Cornelius, a mismatch, and she'll settle for the jumper. And tell you what, that's really when you want to see probably Cornelius post up against the shorter Walters.
A shorter and injured Walters. Everybody recognizes that she's hobbling a little bit. You go right at her.
Chat getting the stops they need, but got to try to find some points on the other side, and it's going to be a whistle and a foul. Foul going, it looks like Hodges battling for the rebound on the floor. We'll take another look. You'll see Walters keeping it alive, Cornelius there, and then Hodges gets called for jumping down on the back of Cornelius. Now that you're Chattanooga, that's 4 stops to start the fourth, but yet you still sit at that same differential you were at the beginning of the quarter.
Well, defensive stops give you motivation. They give you a little bit of urgency and hope, right? Right now, you're seeing Chattanooga continue to get those stops, and they're just waiting for one to go in, and that'll feed into their momentum.
Coach Carson gets the set called here, trying to find some offense with their team up 9. Hodges off the front of the thin side of the rim. Furman, we mentioned, coming in averaging 65 points a game. The Monks, 60 points a game. We're barring an offensive show out here in the fourth, going to be below that here this afternoon.
And you called it. You said it was going to be like a lower scoring game.
Hodges with another board. Each team has not scored here in the first 3:15 of the fourth quarter.
And both teams are just locking in. Once you've gone 3 quarters, you know exactly what the other team does. I mean, and what they're trying to do. And once you figure that out, you got to continue to make adjustments, and then it's going to be based on talent.
Brief stoppage of play to get some perspiration off the court as Cornelius checks out, as well as Hampel. If you're Furman right here trying to get a bucket to push the lead back out, you know, Hodges have had a couple. You try to see if you can't get Van Ryan on the block. What do you go to?
Yeah, you go with Van Ryan. You got it right there on the head. I mean, right now they've been taking a lot more exterior shots, and it's time to get the ball into the interior. I know that the last time Van Ryan caught it, she got called for the travel, but, you know, just let her make that adjustment.
Right down low to Van Ryan, can't finish. Furman, 24 of 50 points have come in the paint. Lid on the basket here in the fourth.
And this is the time. You can take advantage of the fast break.
You air ball, and there's Walters. How about 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for Walters, playing through pain. James, quick trigger 3 off the mark. Long rebound taken down by Hodges. Hodges, 16 rebounds.
That's crazy.
Crowd appreciating the second chance opportunity, and now we're 4 minutes into the fourth without a point for either team. Van Ryn down low, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Foul going to go against Leah Jones.
And you saw like that double team coming from the corner. When Van Ryn catches it, as a post player, you got to start recognizing where the double teams are coming from, and you get somebody a wide open jumper.
Van Ryn 3 of 4 from the line, now 4 of 5 as the lead goes back to 10. Second free throw was good. And Furman back to 11, one off their largest lead here this afternoon.
Bringing back in Cornelius for offensive firepower, just making sure that you can score from multiple positions here.
I think at this point, Cornelius needs to stay in, and you got to tell her, trust your upperclassmen to say, hey, I can't have you foul, but we need you for offense. As that three-pointer's rattled home by Olafsdottir rather. And a big-time three-pointer down to 8. That's the sixth made three for Chattanooga.
Yeah, and they definitely needed that, and that's what we talked about. They put together a ton of stops in this fourth quarter. They've got to start making sure that they capitalize on that by getting those stops and then scoring on the other end of the floor.
Hodges forged the momentum. She's now at 20 points. 4 rebounds away from a 20-20 performance here this afternoon.
You think she can get it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she can get it.
Olafsdottir, who hit that 3, just a 20% three-point shooter on the year. One other extra pass to Porter. Now down low and gets the lay-in. 8-point game again with 5 to go.
Yeah, and there has to be some type of help side presence there on those types of drives. You can't have that kind of straight line layup in any type of defense.
Media timeout, next whistle. Hodges down low to Van Ryn. Double team comes, and she'll go to the line again as Van Ryn doing a nice job moving quickly before that double team can get set.
She's taking off before they get to her because she recognizes they're coming.
Furman with an 8-point lead trying to close it out here from Greenville.
Staying healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise can help both prevent and fight illnesses. At the YMCA of Greenville, we are ready to help you and your family build your strength, endurance, flexibility, confidence, and immunity with personal training, group exercise classes, swim lessons, youth sports, and more, all from a clean, safe, and fun space. Join the Y today to protect your health.
You fired up the grill for one hot dog? Seriously?
Hot dogs, better with Pepsi.
Spink's chicken tenders aren't just fast and fresh. They're crispier, crunchier, juicier, saucier, spicier, legendary-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier. Spink's drinks aren't just fast and fizzy. They're fruitier, chewier, bolder, creamier, slushier, bigger, refreshing-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier.
I learned that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. You can't just start cutting somebody's hair and you're gonna be quiet the whole time because you're not gonna be in business long.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
Unwavering loyalty and commitment. That's what it means to be true blue. To earn this level of trust, Ford builds trucks that help you work smarter, tougher, to help you tackle any adventure, year after year. See your Carolina Ford dealer today and discover what true blue means to you. Now get 0 for 60 plus 1,000 bonus cash on the 2021 Ford F-150. New inventory is arriving daily at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Abby Cornelius in there with those 4 fouls for the Mocs. She has 6 points, 8 rebounds. Came in averaging the only double-digit score for the Mocs, 13.5 points. Furman did a pretty nice job keeping her quiet, but what a career Cornelius has had, only a junior.
Yeah, I mean, she's had a great career as a Moc, being able to stretch defenses because she can shoot the ball so well. Today, she's just been taken out of her rhythm. And a lot of that is because Furman has made sure that they have adapted and adjusted to her in what she likes to do best. And then the foul trouble has also hurt.
Van Rye at the line to continue what's been the offense for the Paladins here in the fourth quarter, and that's been the charity stripe. Lead back to 9, one more upcoming. Van Rye, about 7 of 8 from the line. Big time shooting for the 6'2 senior out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Still plenty of time for Chattanooga, Jonathan, but you really need some clean, crisp possessions, and you probably can't afford too many empty possessions here.
Yeah, and then obviously when you get your opportunity to make the shot, you have to make that shot.
Cornelius still has it down low, front of the rim, and Hodges with her 17th rebound to go along with 20 points. Here, Coach Carson telling her slow things down with a 10-point lead and 4:15 running clock.
Yeah, she was saying no, get the ball down, run an offensive set, get the shot that you would like to get. There's nothing there in the fast break.
Skip pass to Alton near side, trying to get it to Hodges on the post. There's Walters with 5 to shoot, over to James, 3. She'll launch a contested 3 and switch it. How about that? 29 seconds and a made three-pointer. Furman's largest lead now at 13.
And that's what makes Sydney James so special. She can get going in a heartbeat where she can just be unstoppable. And so it's about making sure she finds that consistency. And with Tierra Hodges, she's going to be gone next year. You got to have somebody who can be that consistent scorer for you when the shot clock's going down.
Alternating arrow keeps it with Chattanooga facing their largest deficit. It was a 2-point Furman lead at the end of the half, a 9-point lead at the end of the quarter. Furman has pushed it to 13 here with 3:41 to go. Pugh trying to find some space, gets all the way down the lane. Can't get the layup to fall, and now Furman quickly up to Hodges. How about running the court? Might have had a push from behind. Hodges now has 22 and the lead's at 15.
Yeah, great run, and that's what Hodges does as well. With Cornelius guarding her on the other end of the floor or having to get her, you're not running with Tierra Hodges.
Furman a 7-0 run over the last minute and a half to try to salt this game away. Furman poised to go to 4-2 in the Southern Conference, barring a Chattanooga comeback, and they'll fall to 4-3 in the league. Paladins will hit the road next weekend for a pair of games at Western Carolina and at UNCG. So if Furman can hold on here, 2 winnable road games, nothing comes easy on the road, but Walters will launch a three-pointer, can't get it, but a long rebound. So chance for Furman to get some momentum going, maybe win 4 in a row.
Yeah, man. That was a great steal from Olafsdotter, understanding.
Poked away and a timeout taken by Chattanooga. The lead at 13 with 2:21 to go. A 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. We talked about what Furman has upcoming. The Mocs, they got a tough homestand coming up. Mercer and Sanford before they get maybe a handful of winnable games against teams currently near the bottom of the Southern Conference. But tell you what, next weekend, big-time challenge, but a big-time opportunity with Mercer and Sanford.
Yeah, obviously, those are the teams that everybody predicted to beat. And Mercer, you know, they're at the top. They are very good, high firepower. And then Sanford, the same thing. They can shoot the ball, great guard play. It's going to be tough, but they're both winnable games for Chattanooga.
We talked about the Paladins here. You can see it with those 2 road games next weekend. And then that February 7th, it's a COVID makeup game. It was supposed to be earlier this season. So one of those awkward situations, you're going to play a team twice within 3 days on the 5th and the 7th.
And even though UNCG is at the bottom of the barrel on the SoCon, it doesn't mean anything. And the reason being is because when you play a team, a Division I team twice, they make the adjustments, they're comfortable, and then it's just a basketball game. And so you put yourself in that situation like we did last year with the COVID games where they were back-to-back and everybody was split.
Last foul going against Pugh, her third, the 3rd team foul, so no shots until you get to 5, the automatic 2. Mocs need some stops and some quick buckets. Furman in no rush here with 12 on the shot clock, ball in Hodges' hands. And what Van Ryan was open on the roll, they couldn't get it to her. Hodges looking to go baseline, 3 to shoot, just will throw up a wild shot. And a shot clock violation. Good defense there from Chattanooga.
Yeah, and Pugh did a great job just using her athleticism to stay in front of Tierra Hodges where she couldn't get any type of daylight to shoot the ball.
Gerald's comes back in for Porter, so you'll have the sharpshooter Gerald's. And if you're the Paladins, you're probably switching 1 through 5, going on top of screens, trying to limit the 3-pointers.
Absolutely. But you also don't want to give anything easy for Cornelius to get at the basket.
Here's Gerald's in the corner, and Furman doing a nice job forcing the Mocs to use some clock. 3-pointer short, rebound loose and taken away by Walters. Tell you what, credit Walters out there probably playing, definitely playing through pain. You can see it on her face, but picks up big-time rebounds and she's helped facilitate the offense. Hasn't scored much, 5 points, but how about 3 or 4 rebounds now, 4 assists. Really balanced for the sophomore.
Yeah, I mean, she's had a great game, you know, considering the circumstances, right? I'm telling you right now, back injuries are the worst. It takes away, it limits your movement, your mobility. And Tate Walters is one of those players that can really put a lot of pressure on the defense, whether it's knocking down the 3, getting all the way to the basket, and hitting the open man, penetrating and pitching. So you have a player that could be, at some point, SoCon Player of the Year because of her ability to impact offensively.
Under a minute to go, Furman leading by 13. Mocs electing not to foul. The next foul would put Furman at the line, and now they'll foul with 6 on the shot clock. So if you're going to foul, you need to foul, what, 14 seconds sooner?
Yeah, should have got that out of the way.
Walters to go to the line for 2. Walters on the season from the charity stripe, 40, or make it 75% as that one falls off to the left. Makes the second. And the Furman lead is at 14 with 51.7 seconds. Chattanooga timeout. That'll advance it to the front court. But go back to that last possession where Chattanooga elected the foul with 6 seconds. I get maybe going for the quick steal, taking 2 or 3 seconds off to see if you can get a turnover, a trap, a jump ball. But, you know, there was 6 seconds. You're pushed out.
Yeah, and they're just ball watching at that point. You know, you try to impose as much pressure as you can to create a turnover or to get a steal off of the entry pass, and after that's not happening, you got to stop the clock, put them on the line. But it's also about the right person on the line, because majority of these players on Furman's team can make free throws. And so you got to figure out, too, like, who's the right one to foul. And so all things in consideration, you know, I still would have fouled whoever was clever just to stop the clock.
Furman's without a field goal the last 2.5 minutes, but hold their 14-point advantage thanks to a 7-0 run earlier this fourth quarter. Furman, for the ball game, 41%, despite just 27% from long range. Points in the paint now 26 of the 62. Most of that's been Grace Van Rye. He's then Tierra Hodges has come on. So if Furman's going to be a big contender in the Southern Conference, as we take a look at the standings, Furman projected to move obviously to 4-2 if they can hold on here. You got to think maybe is it James, is it Boone who hit a couple big shots? You know, Van Ryan Hodges you've kind of established as the two. Who's going to be the third to step up?
Yeah, I mean, I assume it'll be Tate Walters if she can get healthy, because she is a floor spreader, somebody that can also knock down the three. You need another one too if you want to win the conference, because you have to be balanced offensively at almost every position.
Layup put in. Cornelius now with 8. Furman electing not to contest that too much or risk a foul. Now the Mocs will send Alton to the line to shoot 2 and play the foul game here with 37 seconds left. Olaf's daughter getting charged with the personal. Alton on the season for the Paladins, just a 66% free throw shooter as that one falls off. Furman for the game from the line. Very strong, now 14 of 17 as a team. We talked about above 70% from the line, but the free throw snap has been kind to Furman as Alton makes the second. This will be the last timeout. A 30-second timeout for Chattanooga. I tell you what, they like to recruit, and they like to recruit internationally. As you take a look at this Chattanooga roster, and you got New Zealand, Iceland, Hungary, Nigeria. It's quite the recruiting budget if you go to those places. I'm sure they come in pipelines, but I mean, how about that? A little international flavor.
Yeah, they definitely got some type of recruiting pipeline going on where they're going abroad. But with the style of play that Chattanooga plays, it's more of a Euro style where you've got post players that can stretch you, but you also have got you know, a mixture of people that can also play inside and out, just more variety. And so that's their style, and they recruit based on the style of play that that they need.
Mocs right back down low. Layup cannot be converted. Rebound taken down by Sydney James. She's triple teamed, almost calls a timeout. Now Furman into the front court. Smart play by Grayson Boone to slow things down. And looks like the Mocs are going to not foul. And Furman can about run out the clock in an impressive fourth quarter for the Paladins. In the second half that they led by 2 at the break, it's going to be a 13-point victory.
That's a big win for Furman against a very good Chattanooga team that's come along after their non-conference play and will be a contender in the SoCon. One of those teams that you got to be like, I'm worried about them. And so respect to Chattanooga, but even more respect to Furman for executing and taking care of home court.
It will be a 63-50 victory. Furman moves to 11-9 on the year, 4-2 in the conference. The Mocs fall to 6-16, 4-3 in Southern Conference play. And tell you what, look at your Papa John's player of the game. You have a couple options to go through. It's going to be Tierra Hodges, almost a 20-20 performance.
Yeah, obviously, and you know, she's going to be that player of the game. I feel like more to come. And that's because of her mid-range ability as well as the ability to rebound and create opportunities.
Coach Jackie Carson coming over. She'll give us her thoughts on her team's victory. As you see, Tierra Hodges got it done on the defensive end and the offensive end, a perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line, her 12th double-double of the season. And Coach, as you settle in, your team wins 2 in a row and a very good performance and a strong second half to win by double digits.
Yeah, that's a tough win. Hey, that's a really good team, and Chattanooga's been playing really, really well, and so we'll take every single one of them. That was a gritty win, and our team is improving every time, so I'm just proud of them and the way they responded, especially in the second half.
No surprise, Tierra Hodges led the way for your team, 22 points, 17 rebounds, almost a 20-20 performance, and we kind of talk about her every game, but she deserves it in the heart and soul of your squad right now.
Absolutely. She's taken the team on her back. You know, last few games, we've had some injuries, and she's really, this is the reason she came back. You know, this is her COVID year, and so we're just really proud of her and the way she steps up. She wants to have the team on her back. She wants to try to do everything that we can to win every single game, and so it just shows in her play every day.
Grayson Boone got back out there, hit 2 big three-pointers, and that floater right before half. A couple momentum plays for her tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Grayson, you know, she has waited her turn. You know, she does her job extremely well. She has a trust factor for me. For being a senior that knows exactly what I expect, and so I'm glad that lid came off the basket. That's a really hard thing for a shooter to go through, just to kind of like not see the ball go through the basket, so I'm glad that she finally got some success tonight.
Tough to win 2 conference games in a row. You take care of home, you go on the road for 2 next weekend now at Western Carolina at UNCG. Nothing easy, but a chance to maybe continue this momentum as you leave Timmins.
Yeah, it's a tough stretch. Western is really hard to play at home. We go Western Thursday, Greensboro Saturday, and Greensboro again Monday, so we have a really tough stretch coming up. So we just got to get prepared, get some rest. We're going to enjoy this one tonight and then just move on after that.
Coach, enjoy the win. Congrats.
Awesome. Thanks,
Coach Jackie Carson giving her thoughts on Furman's 63-50 victory here in Greenville. For Byron Apt, his entire ESPN crew, Jonathan, I'm Bryant Lambert saying so long where Furman wins it by 13.